Let's have a look at the starting lineup for the 49th annual running of the Great American Race, with both Robert Yates Fords on the front row. David Gilliland and Ricky Rudd. Tony Stewart, who won his dual race Thursday, and Kurt Busch runner-up in the second one. Dale Jr. is a past winner. And on back through the starting lineup, 43 strong. This race was so tough to make that three past winners of the 500, Bill Elliott, Derek Cope, and Ward Burton, went home Thursday empty-handed. Well, there's no question about it. Everybody prepares for this race harder than any other race. It pays the most money. It's got the most prestige. 61 teams showed up to qualify for this race. Only room for 43. 18 had to go home. A lot of rookies in the field. There's row 18. David Reagan and Juan Montoya, both rookie drivers. Jeff Gordon way out back after his winning position in Thursday's duel was disallowed due to the car's height being too low in post-race inspection. He'll have to roll off 42nd, but thinks he can win it from out back. The pace laps and the journey are underway. 500 miles from now will crown a Daytona 500 champion. And look at that crowd. They will rise as one as the pace car looks toward pit road.
DW, I've been waiting about 7 or 8 months to tell you this, buddy. It's going to be a wild ride. Next time by, over 180 miles per hour, 2 wide, 3 ride. Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Oh, yeah, boys, let's go racing.
Probably lead the last one, the way that car has performed down here the last week and a half.
And that's worth 5 bonus points. If you lead a lap in a Nextel Cup race, 5 bonus points put on your points total for the year.
And all those butterflies and all that anticipation, that's over with now. We got to put our work clothes on and get busy.
And there they are already. It didn't take them long. 3 wide. We'll talk about that a lot. These cars bouncing around at over 180 miles per hour.
And right now you can do that. The tires are good. They're fresh tires, good grip. You can get pre-wide and move around right now, but that'll change after a while.
Jeff Burton moving up 4th on the inside lane, now moving up into 7th spot as Gilliland's Ford brings them around for the second time.
And Mike, don't forget, we had rain here last night. This is a green racetrack, so this is the first time these guys have run on this track with it in this condition.
And of course, what he means is, as far as a green racetrack, all the rubber was washed off, and that'll take it where it doesn't have near as much grip.
Yeah, God, Holmes adjusting his set. Hey, I need a track turn green while we was away.
Kyle Busch way up high, 3 wide, right behind Ricky Rudd, the car you're riding with. There's Tony the Tiger peeking out. That's Kyle Busch. He's had trouble finding drafting partners this week, but he's got a fast car.
David Gilliland, he's got to be sitting there thinking, wow, I'm leading the Daytona 500, and the guy that's won all the races is running behind me. This is cool.
That would be Tony Stewart. Big Orange riding in 2nd spot.
And Big Orange is a teammate, well, sort of. They are co-opetitors. Jeff Gordon, or Dale Jr. is right behind him.
On the outside lane, Kurt Busch in that blue Deuce. He's been the best of the Dodges this week, as you watch from Dale Jr.
You know, a Dodge hadn't won this race since, I don't know, back in the 70s. Richard Petty was the last one to win here in a Dodge.
But for Ward Burton in 2002, you're right. Dodge had a big string of success here, but it was a long drought until Ward Burton went to victory lane.
riding with Michael Waltrip right here in the 55 car right now. Michael in the 14th position. That's about where he started. This is a backup car after the infraction in qualifying, and he got very little practice. Had to race his way in a dual race, sitting up there holding his own right now with that Toyota.
I think you'll see Michael will race great. He's always driven well here. He's always run well here, no matter what car he was in. It's got to be a thrill for him, too, Mike, driving his own race car for the first time.
We saw Kyle Busch in that 5 car go straight from the top, straight in the middle of the pack. He has had a fast race car. The car right there, the blue and yellow car right in the middle. Oh, Tony the Tiger on the hood.
Now, I think he's got to be patient and not make a lot of moves like that right there. He's been fast down here for the last 10 days, but he's got to be patient and have that thing around to finish. There's another guy I think we're going to hear a lot about today, too, in that 12 car going under Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman. I think he and his teammate, Kyle's brother, Kurt, I think they got some of these guys.
Second place the battle. Kurt Busch on the outside of Tony Stewart, Chevy against Dodge behind Gilliland's Ford in the lead.
Been talking about Kurt Busch in that 2 car Dodge. Another Dodge, David Stremme in the 40. You see him peeking out to the high side right
Number
here.
8.
Yeah, he's smoking. Saw a bunch of smoke. I don't know. It could be, you know, they got the fluid levels right up to the top. It could just be a little excess fluid somewhere.
Happened over the little bit of bumps in the middle of turn 2, Darrell.
It could be a little haze off the tires. Could be a little overflow in one of the fluid levels is a little high. Let's see if we can get a better look at it down here in turns 1 and 2. See him down on the bottom right there. He's down low and it's rough down there, real bumpy. Car moves around. Yeah, I think that's tire smoke.
And of course they start the air pressure in these tires fairly low because they know they're going to gain a lot of air pressure over the course of a long run.
And just think how excited we got. Just think how excited he got. I'm smoking.
Here's what Denny Hamlin saw right behind Junior.
Yeah, that's just, that's dust. That's what he wants to do to the field if he gets a chance.
David Gilliland has led every one of 6 laps so far. Tony Stewart's been locked onto his rear bumper, and Kurt Busch in that blue Dodge trying to work the outside with help from David Stremme.
Remember we watched practice the other day and the 38 car sat there and did this lap after lap. You said, why does he keep doing that? Because he can.
Because he can, right. Steve Burns.
Yeah, Mike, that's a good point because his crew chief Todd Parrott, as I said right before the race, told him stay on the bottom and be patient. He said that's the problem. David knows he has a car good enough to win the Daytona 500.
Yeah, and what a rookie doesn't want to do is if these guys gang up on him like they are right now and he should fall back in the pack, don't panic.
Right.
But he knows right now, especially early in a run, that yellow line, that's his best friend.
Yeah, because you can't go below the yellow line. If you do, you'll be penalized.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. had a bobble and almost backed into Kevin Harvick in the Pennzoil car.
You know, that little bit of smoke we saw, that could be a tire that there's a problem with.
But you could look through that windshield. You could see his hands. He's pretty busy in that 8 car.
And look, everybody's giving him a lot of room, Darrell.
I mean, right now, we are 8 laps into this race, and we still have 38 cars within 3 seconds of each other.
And the Pied Piper is the young man, 31 years old, from Riverside, California, son of a veteran racer and champion, David Gilliland. Kevin Harvick is the 4th different driver to lead today's Daytona 500.
But there's about 3 or 4 guys that have been consistently at the front. Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, they've been there all the time.
So Stewart and Gilliland will have to come from the back along with Jimmy Johnson, who made another pit stop for the lead. Kurt Busch on the outside, trying to lead for the second time today. Little brother with a helping hand.
Now, with help from brother, here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car, along with Jeff Burton in the 31. They're trying to help Kevin Harvick in the 29.
Speeds continue to build on the full lap of the restart. And look at the outside lane, full head of steam. Here comes Jeff Gordon with David Stremme and Denny Hamlin in the FedEx car.
That happened because they had the inside line slowed down from the bump.
Who's your brother right now?
That was Denny Hamlin. And that was a big charge on the outside by Hamlin, Stremme, and Jeff Gordon.
Always had a theory. If you could hang around on the lead lap and get through the first couple of cautions, you had a chance.
Like a squadron of fighters, Kurt Busch has plenty of company, and they're not all friendlies.
Right now, 3 to 4 laps after that restart, we have 21 cars within about a second and a half of each other. A lot of them 2 and 3 wide.
And what these crew chiefs are telling guys that fell out of that first 2 or 4 or 5 car draft earlier, you got to keep up with this pack.
Denny Hamlin on the outside. Stremme still with him in the outside lane. Scott Riggs' car was smoking. He brought it to pit road, and they're sending Riggs to the garage. He'll be the second retiree. Dale Earnhardt Jr. out of the pack, down on the bottom, and a little off the pace.
Looks like, I don't know, the car's certainly not handling like he wants to do. You see it kind of bobbling around there. I'm not sure if he's got a problem. He may be coming to pit road. Let's see what happens here.
No, but he continues to lose ground.
Man, look at his hands in there, guys. Look at those gloves. Left, right, left, right. That's the way I play golf.
I mean, he absolutely had his hands full.
You got me too loose there, brother. I reckon get you to 3 on the bottom coming off the floor.
Matt?
That's exactly what Dale Jr. was telling Tony Jr. He said, we are just so loose. Tony Jr. under that caution was asking what the temperatures were because the car feels like it's got too much drag. They're looking to see if the temperatures come down as the day wears on. They can add a little more tape to that grill. Right now, Jr. trying to find a safe place just to ride.
Well, a little piece of tape is like a wake-up call to these race cars because it cuts that airflow down into the radiator, picks up speed.
And he looks like he has found a place because what he did, he fell to the back of this pack. So right now he'll be back in 20th position. 2 laps ago, he was up there in 4th in the 8 car.
Sometime, Larry, and you know, with the fresh tires, low air pressure, things, cars don't drive real good for a lap or 2.
And Darrell, I got to believe part of that, of course, as we've heard, what everybody's experiencing is the car's not turning. So it's almost like these teams and crew chiefs are working to continue to free the cars up. They could especially be too free or loose at the beginning of a run.
Kyle Busch made a move to the right there in the middle of the straightaway and almost collected Denny Hamlin. Kyle in the 5. Older brother Kurt in the 2.
Well, these first 4 or 5 guys, you know, they've been out there riding by themselves single file. All of a sudden they're asking their spotter, where'd that guy come from?
A little bit of bump draft there on David Stremme in the Coors Light car. Krista, how about the 11?
Well, the 11 is on the move. He's been complaining about being a little bit tight off turn 2. They loosened the car up on the last stop, but another thing that's helping him is a pin that he's wearing on his fire suit. A FedEx employee, a local driver, gave him the pin today. Denny was wearing it on his suit. Denny said he went to thank him, and the guy was gone. I guess it's kind of his Federal Express angel, if you will.
Kurt Busch right now through the east.
After that round of pit stops, everybody got back out on the racetrack. Tony Stewart and company decided that they needed to come back into the pits and take a look at the front valence. When Kyle Petty blew that tire, Stewart had run over some debris, so they pulled out the front valence, and they got that all squared away. But when the green flag dropped, instead of leading, Tony Stewart restarted 40th. He's up to 35th now.
But Dick, he had nothing to lose by coming back to pit road to make sure everything was good, because remember about the pit road speeding penalty. The penalty was he had to start at the tail end of the longest line, so nothing lost by coming back to pit road.
Yeah, the only thing you lose is you get back in that traffic, and boy, that can be a nightmare with a, you know, even with a good race car.
Kurt Busch is a past champion of this series. He grew up in Las Vegas, raced dwarf cars and then late models, stocked supermarket shelves before being tapped to move up to NASCAR. UPS delivers the chance to manage your own free fantasy auto racing league. Go to foxsports.com for more information.
And why is he fighting for the lead so hard? The kind of year he had last year. Here he is on the big stage, and he's the star of the show right now.
Kurt Busch in front of Kyle, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, David Stremme. We're closing in on halfway in the Great American Race. There is Stremme, currently running in 9th place behind Kurt Busch, Ricky Rudd, Kyle Busch, and Tony Stewart, who in another 3 laps is probably going to be leading this race. Stewart has climbed into the top 5, overcome a pit road penalty, has worked his way back up through. Tight draft on Kyle Busch, threading the needle, and you have a look at Stewart's day.
Now, one of my favorite words for drivers is anticipation. You got to anticipate on the racetrack, and you got to anticipate things that are going to happen in the course of a race. We get a chance here. I noticed in one of our in-car shots there a minute ago, the sun is really playing havoc with these guys coming off of turn 4. That could have an effect on the pit stops that are coming up next time, because you're going to be blinded as you exit 4 trying to hit your mark to get slowed down to get in the pits. Look at that right there. And it's getting better all the time because the sun obviously is setting, but it's really a problem for some guys.
And Darrell, we're about 30 laps away from that next pit stop. We are down to the fact that if we stay green, this would be a 1 pit stop race to get to the end.
Let's have a look at the defending champion of the 500, 48, Jimmy Johnson. Turn 4.
See, there's a car just almost like in a 4-wheel slide, and it snapped loose with him.
You can just see that his hands, he's just kind of hanging onto that thing. He's not driving that car. He's just a passenger. It's going where it wants to. 3,400-pound horse monster right now.
Boy, a number of drivers have had up and down days. Ricky Rudd started outside pole, went all the way to the back. Had a great pit stop. Now he's in 4th place. And Matt Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been up and down the leaderboard today, currently 14th.
Right now he's sandwiched between Ryan Newman and Reed Sorensen and his spotter, Steve Meal, trying to not only help him run through the back, but also trying to help him get around here, seeing possibly his car may be better out front. They were going to try to work a deal with Newman, and then Junior just said simply, my car is not going to be good out front like it is right now. Let's just go ahead and ride. Meal also said, like you touched on, about the tear-off. He says the track is getting shaded. If you want to pull your tear-off, go ahead and do it now.
And on this shield, we put those dark tints on the shield for the sun, but then anticipating that it's going to get dark before the race ends.
Things have gotten busy in this lead pack. Kyle Busch now tacked on to big brother Kurt.
Well, there's 2 races going on up front right there right now. The 07 and the 38 are trying to be the first car lap down for the lucky dog.
And of course, the 07 is Clint Boyer. He had that penalty on the last set of green flag stops where he hit the commit cone, had to come back to pit road. That's how he's a lap down.
There's Ram on the designated lap. Jumped out of that pack to tack on to the Busch brothers. Then Gilliland and Rudd in the bottom lane. Clint Boyer pulls them around the top side.
Well, what you're seeing now is this group right here more than likely thinks they're the ones that's going to decide who's going to win the Daytona 500. And they're really starting to feel each other out, I believe, and see who's got what.
And based on what I've seen on pit road, it could be those groups down there, if we indeed go green for another 25 laps, that could actually decide the Daytona 500.
Yeah, this next stop has to be mistake-free if we're going to win this race. Getting in and in the pit.
I think Ricky Rudd is probably going to be quickest of our Domino's hot lap cars. We'll see. Who's the fastest of the top 5 qualifiers? Lap 147. Jeff Gordon was the quickest of those cars on that lap with a 48.42. So there he is, even though he's back in 29th place. Track may finally be coming to the setup underneath his Chevrolet.
Didn't he tell us we look at these monitors too much, particularly in practice? Because he can get a fast lap by being back there in behind the right cars.
Second place side by side. Congratulations to Jeff Gordon, fastest driver of today's Domino's Hot Lap. Congratulations to all the fans who selected Jeff today. You're entered to win a trip to 2 to the August race in Michigan.
Boys, don't look now, but Tony Stewart, he has friends behind him. It's taken him almost 60 laps, but he's up there battling Kurt Busch in the 2 for the lead. He was 40th 60 laps ago in that 20 car, and he's going to get the lead going down the backstretch.
Can if Truex can get up there and give him a little help. But here comes his, well, I don't know. I thought Kyle would jump down there and help Kurt, but he didn't. So far, he hadn't.
That's at least twice that we've seen Kyle Busch in the 5 car jump up there with Chevrolets and leave his brother. But now he looks like he's coming back to the bottom as Johnny Sauter in the 70 moves into the picture.
Oh, you can change your mind several times going down into a corner depending on where they are on the track.
Who'll lead this lap? It'll be Busch on the inside. But Stewart appears to have more help.
Getting tight, boys. Things are tightening up. You know what, Larry? The sun's going down. I know it's not hot, but the sun's going down. I believe the grip might be picking up just a little bit.
And how about that Army car, that 01 car, Mark Martin? He's worked his way up in the thick of this pack, sitting there running in 7th position with 50 laps to go.
And he had been in the wall. I saw the right side of that car on that last around the pit stops. Mark had been in the wall pretty good, but looks like it didn't hurt the Hamlin any.
Tony Stewart, for the first time in the last 70 laps, is going to lead the Daytona 500 for the second time today. Anyone surprised?
How we doing here, Hall?
Not really. I'd say you're doing pretty good there, Smoke.
Ho! Uh-oh. There goes Tony. Oh, my goodness.
Crash in turn 4.
Man,
and there in the midst of it sits Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch, the 2 leaders.
I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe Tony got a little loose all at once.
Kurt Busch, the 2, will go straight to the garage, Jerry.
I'm worried about you. I ain't worried about that car.
That was Greg Zipadelli, Stewart's crew chief. And the strongest Chevy and the strongest Dodge in Daytona are wrecked.
Let's watch it. I don't know if Kurt got into the back of Tony or not. Let's wait till we get around here and see. Tony's car just Tony hit the apron. He got down on the apron. He got a little bit loose. Kurt was all over the back of him, and there he goes.
Tony's dropped the window net on his car. That's a signal to safety workers that he is okay. Watch the yellow line.
Yeah, watch the left front tire. He gets it on the apron just a little bit. You see the car wiggle, and he gets loose. He's got to probably lift out of the throttle a tad. And here comes Kurt. Cannot get off of him. They make contact.
And then once Tony gets sideways, nowhere for Kurt Busch, the two to go.
What a shame.
You're doing 185 miles an hour, Darrell. The car in front of you suddenly loses several miles an hour of momentum. Was there anything Kurt Busch could do to avoid Stewart?
No, you could see he was trying to get down. He was trying to get underneath Tony to get away from him. It wasn't possible. He did everything he could do.
And remember, they had fresh tires. This is a racetrack where you run wide open on the mat. Just listen.
Just that little, you hear the throttle, and that's all it takes.
Tony Stewart's 9th try to win the Daytona 500 will come up short. Kyle's into the back of him.
Yeah. There's no, I promise you, there's nothing you can do except you try to be evasive as you can, miss that car, but you see he clipped him just a little bit.
And once again, this is not a racetrack where the drivers roll out of the throttle, get in the corner, pick the gas up. You're wide open on the mat all the way around this racetrack.
Well, remember, we said it's a momentum racetrack. You never really lose your momentum. You can back off the throttle and hit the brake. You're still going to be doing 170 mile an hour.
Two of the biggest favorites to win this race are in the garage. Two-time Nextel Cup champ Tony Stewart and past champion Kurt Busch. Everyone else awaits their cars on pit road, which will be open this time by with 44 laps to go.
You know, you used to come down here and watch Dale Earnhardt win everything under the sun. Sunday would come, and he would always have something happen that kept him from winning the Daytona 500. I was thinking that very same thing when Tony was leading.
Steve Burns with the leader.
Hey, Mike, Alan Gustafson told Kyle Busch, just be very smooth, hit your marks, which he does. They're going to raise the track bar just a little bit on that 5 car, and Kyle wants windshield attention. He said he ran through some fluid. Dick.
Mark Martin in the pit's going to take 4 tires on that car. He's one of the veterans, 22 starts. He has never won the Daytona 500, but has a good car today, Matt.
DEI picker coach Walt Smith calling for a mistake-free stop. Don't throw it away now. Great stop by the one guys. They are already away. They wanted just to free it up slightly, not over-adjust for what could be their last stop of the day.
And we'll get more reports, but the best I could tell, it looks like for the most part, most all the leaders went with the 4-tire strategy, again, considering there's 44 laps left in this Daytona 500.
And there are still 38 cars on the lead lap as you see the results of the race off pit road. Truex, Mark Martin, Kyle Busch. And there may have been some contact involving Carl Edwards and Johnny Sauter, the 99 and 70.
Well, as they say, this changes everything.
We say that often, don't we?
We do.
Yep. Had drafting help from Jamie McMurray, still does in the outside lane, then Kyle Busch on the inside, Martin Truex and Mark Martin, then Carl Edwards. Casey Mears moves up into the top 10 for the first time today, along with Reed Sorensen, Ryan Newman, and Johnny Sauter. It is still anybody's race with 27 laps to go.
And look at that 99 car, Carl Edwards to the inside. Remember, he had to restart after the last caution at the tail end of this field. There he is up in the top 5.
Yeah, he shuffled the Mark out, got a nose under him. Mark gave him some room, and there they go.
There's Jimmy Johnson, the 48 car. Here we go.
Tony Raines with him, Denny Hamlin.
That was inevitable. It had to happen. You can't be this late in the race, be bunched up like that, and not have trouble. Holy cow, did you see that shot? Snapped his head around. Thank goodness for those big headrests.
Caution is out for the 3rd time today. David Rudiman crashed.
There's several more back there.
And this all started somewhere back about the 15th place.
They're breaking down.
Jimmy Johnson, last year's winner and the series champion. Crashed.
He's okay. He's trying to get it cranked up and hopefully get it back to the pits. That's David. That's Rudiman there. In the 00, there's Tony Raines in the DLP car, 96.
Jeff Green in the Best Buy Chevy. All the worse for wear.
See if we can determine how this all started. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Watch 66 in the middle. Nope, it's in front of him. It's
48 car just lost it.
Gosh.
Right. I mean, right in the middle of the straightaway.
I mean, it's almost like a tire went down or something, because the car, to make a move like that, either something broke, a tire went down, because the car didn't move like that on the straightaway. 11 car going by there, Denny Hamlin. He got damage, as we saw. Oh, there he starts way back up in there. He gets loose coming off. That's got to be a flat tire. Man, he hit that outside wall a ton.
And just nowhere for all these guys to go. There you see, they just started stacking up on the inside.
And where Johnson hit the wall was after where the safer barrier in turn 2 ends. So he hit the concrete and bounced right out into traffic. Let's ride with Jimmy.
Oh,
nowhere for these guys to go.
That makes.
Excuse me, that's David Ruben. Here's David Ruben.
Go. Wish I could.
First replay was from Tony Raines' car. Now let's ride in the low Chevy.
I don't think a tire went down. I never heard anything. I think he just got loose.
Guys, we got big loose. Got up the wall. You all right, Jimmy?
Leaders on pit road. Krista.
Matt Kenseth is in, and he has put the decision on Chip Bolin, his crew chief for this race, his engineer who's been with him forever. They're making an air pressure adjustment, a pound of air. They did not want to waste any time on pit road. Matt is away.
4 tires for Jamie McMurray. No other adjustments on the number 26. He's away, Matt.
Truex in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, the 2-time champion, says his car is spot on for the 2-time Busch Series champion. His teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. says his car is loose in the middle lane, but really good overall.
What did Mark Martin do? Because he picked up 6 positions on pit road, as did Reed Sorensen, Johnny Sauter.
I think who this really helps, Mike, is the 24 car, because he's pretty good on new tires for about 25 laps.
Well, I'm pretty sure the 01 car probably just went with 2 right side tires, because he only had about 12 laps on those last tires.
Oh. Jamie McMurray gets in the back of one of Mike Wallace's crew, exiting pit road.
All right, we're coming to get the green, and what Mark needs to do is he goes through the restart here just like normally. Get it back into 4th gear down here in 1 and 2, and then drag the brake just ever so slightly to keep those cars behind you right up tucked underneath of you, because if they do get a run, they will blow by you. And see how that's exactly what Mark is doing. He's keeping the 16 right close by. Don't let him get too much of a run.
So a big lead right now would be bad.
Oh, yeah. No, you're a set and dunk if you get way out there.
They kicked Mark Truex Jr. in the 1 car up out of line. Kyle Busch below the yellow line. As long as he does not advance his position and gives it back, he'll be okay. The yellow line is like out of bounds.
9 laps to go this time.
Great restart for Mark. I mean, that's exactly what he needed to do. Now he has to worry about what are they going to do at the end.
And the irony, Mark Martin raced for Jack Roush for 20 years. Now he has to try to hold off 2 of Roush's best to win the 500.
And there's a 3rd Roush Fenway car back in 5th, Jamie McMurray in the 26 car.
Boy, and the 17 is loose right there. Holy smoly. Hang on to her, Matt.
And wouldn't John Henry, now the co-owner of Roush Fenway Racing, love to go to victory lane in his first ever NASCAR start as co-owner?
Well, somebody's going to try to mess this party up, and it might just be that little yellow and blue car with 5 on the side of it.
Kyle Busch has been fast all week long. He's around the bottom of the racetrack. He's got the position on Kenseth in the 17.
And you really can't. You go where you can now. This isn't about friends and buddies. This is you go where you can. You make your best move. You take your best shot.
Jeff Burton, 31, the bright orange car, got under Jamie McMurray, and now he is there to give Kyle Busch drafting help in the bottom lane. 8 laps to go.
And we're seeing our pole sitter, David Gillen, in the 38 car. That was a lap down not that many laps ago. He's up there fighting to get in the top 5.
You know, I just had a feeling he was going to find his way back up there. He did that in the Bud Shootout the other night, finished second. He is the fastest car in the field, I believe.
Kyle Busch up to second place.
About all Mark Martin can do is what he's doing right now. Hug that yellow line, listen to a spotter, keep one eye up there in that rearview mirror.
You got that right, and all he's got to do is not open that bottom up and let the 5 car get a nose under him. If he ever shoves him out of line, it's all over.
7 laps to go. A lot of jostling from 5th on back.
And Darrell, it looks like what Kyle Busch will do is going into the corner, move up, and if he can get Mark to move up, that's when he'll stick that nose in there.
Tony Stewart, the other night, what's that slime?
Smoke.
Oh, it's water. Somebody's hot. Tony Stewart the other night put a crossover move behind Kyle Busch, got him loose, and made the pass.
That overflow reached Sorensen.
There he goes. He got him up.
Wide.
He got him loose, though. Kyle Busch got Mark Martin loose, but he stayed in the throttle. It got back to the bottom of the racetrack.
You know why? You know why Kyle Busch did that? Because it's Mark Martin. He didn't try to push it. He didn't push the issue.
Behind them, they are 4 abreast.
6 laps to go.
What a race. What a finish. Goodness gracious. Mark Martin, hang on, baby.
29 cars within 2 seconds. Packed tighter together than at the start of the race.
That 31 car, where did he come from, Larry? He's all of a sudden the 3rd car back, that orange car.
Jeff Burton.
All of a sudden, he shows up.
Another ex-teammate of Mark Martin, Jeff Burton.
He's surrounded by ex-teammates other than the guy in the 5.
Kyle Busch. Jeff Burton walked up the racetrack, got on the side of Greg Biffle in the 16. Now he's going to lose all these positions.
The 17 is going to be in trouble. He saved it.
They are 4 wide through the trouble. 5 to go.
Tires are smoking, sheet metal dragging, and we're still racing.
But you got to stay in that throttle now.
Look at the dent on the front of Stremmy's car there, the silver car. Tire smoke from the 17. Nobody's going to lift now. There's just 4.5 laps to go in the Daytona 500.
What do you think? Oh, there's a car in trouble.
Jamie McMurray, the 26 car, bounces off the outside wall.
And around they go.
Ricky Rudd, the 88 car. Caution will be out.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And remember, when the caution comes out, at the moment of caution, the field is frozen.
What do we got? 5 laps to go, 4 to go this time. It looks like we may get a green-white checker here.
McMurray is done. Rudd and Earnhardt trying to make it back to the pits.
Boy, Junior's car is crunched.
We will have Stock Car Racing's version of overtime. This race is scheduled for 200 laps. But if we complete 200 laps under caution, we will go to overtime. We'll explain that in a minute. First, let's look at what happened.
I think...
Watch the right side of your screen. McMurray up high.
I think he may have got a little shove from behind. I'm not sure. It looked like that's Kenseth in the 17.
And they just started stacking up from there.
Yeah, the 88 car looked like Rudd just kind of ran in the back of the 26 of McMurray, and boy, from there on, it was on.
I think Rudd had a car to the outside, Darrell. Probably not much he could do.
Probably couldn't.
The Goodyear blimp will probably show us our best angle of how this unfolded. Now watch McMurray on the left of your screen in the high groove, the purple car.
I'm pretty sure that Kenseth's got in the back of him. Looked like maybe Jamie may have had to lift out of the throttle just a little bit. And here comes the rest of these guys. Like I said, we're coming to the end of the race. You don't lift now.
And Darrell, Ricky Rudd could not swerve to the right because Earnhardt was there.
It's just a real nightmare as a car owner and a driver to run all day long, have pretty good car, maybe get a decent finish, get the year started off right, and end up like that on the hook.
Now the race is going to be red flag. They will stop the cars coming off turn 2 and clean that area up. and then restart them. And the procedure will be, when the track is clean, they will wave the green flag. Next time around, they'll wave the white flag, and then the second time by, the checkered flag will end the race. However, after that green flag waves, if there is another caution, the race is over. That's NASCAR's version of overtime.
Now, last year we had 5 races actually end under caution. I think we had like 7 green-white checkers last year.
These teams, this is the 2 laps these guys have been working for all winter long and for months even before the 2006 season ended.
When the green flag waves, the race is on. If the caution waves, it's over. If they complete the 2 laps, it's over. Martin, Busch, Biffle, Gilliland, Sadler, green flag.
I don't believe he can wait very long, Larry. I believe if you're going to make the move, you got to make it quick. I don't think he can wait too long. If they're going to get him, they need to jump to the outside right away.
What's your final there?
You know he's not going to give up the bottom, so you got to go to the outside.
And look at the outside line. Jeff Gordon in that 24 car with his teammate Casey Mears, but Casey leaves him out there.
Now, 1 back. Off single file behind you. He's coming hard, about half back now.
Now, when these guys on the outside, when they get side by side with these other cars, they're done. We're coming to the white flag.
It's up to the 5 of Kyle Busch. How long can he wait if he's going to go?
Still single file.
White flag, 1 lap to go.
To the white, man. Coming to the white. Single file behind you.
Front 4, single file.
Here they go. They got to go. They got to get Mark moved. They got to move him somehow.
He gets back to that yellow line right around the bottom, all the way through turn 1 and 2.
Mark Martin is driving the race of his life, and there's nobody that's better at holding people off at Daytona.
And Kyle Busch lagged back a little bit. Is he going to get help? Is he going to come? He's looking.
Back behind you.
He almost squeezed Harvick into the wall, and here comes Harvick, the 29, with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose.
And Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Big crash. Here they come. Checkered flag. Harvick. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got 1 car on his roof coming across the start-finish line.
Still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears all crashed on the final lap. Have you ever?
Well, a couple of times.
I'm going to repeat what I heard a few years ago. No, I have never.
I got so excited I broke the damn mirror in half.
Jeff Gordon's day ends about like his teammates.
Clint Bowyer came across the start-finish line on his roof.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
David Stremme's climbed out. He is okay. Sterling Marlin, who slid across to a stop.
Well, Larry, let's see. Are they going to run these cars anymore?
They were intending on it, but I don't think many of them will.
It may be a good time to bring the old car tomorrow out.
What was the margin of victory for Kevin Harvick? Unofficially 2/100ths of a second.
I thought Mark had him. I thought he was going to hold him.
And Mark Martin, a bridesmaid once again.
He's got to be thrilled, though. What a finish.
Bakersfield, California's Kevin Harvick, who took over the seat in what became the 29 after the death of Dale Earnhardt, stormed up the outside. Kyle Busch couldn't hold him off. He had a full head of steam into turn 3.
There was no question you were going to have to go the outside. Mark was not going to give up the inside. What happens back here is Kyle Busch gets on the apron ever so slightly, gets into the 17, and it's on from there. Look at the 38 car up on top of somebody. There's a car turning over.
And look at this finish.
And it's a drag race to the line, and we've seen Harvick do that before.
Yes, we have.
Watch the 07. It'll come in here from the right in the bottom lane. Clint Bowyer gets slid sideways. Whammo.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that. Goodness. That's terrifying.
Sterling Marlin, the 14 car, was spinning down pit road, actually hit the pit wall.
Until now, 1976 and 79 were the wildest Daytona 500 finishes ever. New one for the record books. Matt is with Mark Martin.
And he's climbed from the car. You can see the disappointment on he and his crew members' faces. Mark, first off, take us on that last lap. It looked like basically you had the 5 covered. And then out of nowhere comes the 29.
Well, we saw him up there, and we just doing everything we could. You know, it was a Daytona 500, man. I just want to thank Bobby Ginn and everybody again racing, and especially the U.S. Army team. I'm so proud to be a part of this team. They gave me a chance at the Daytona 500. That's all I ever asked. I really hate I let them down. I gave it what I could, but I didn't get it done. I really thought they were going to throw the caution. I was still ahead, and they were wrecking behind. And if they would have just thrown the yellow, it was in our fingers. But they waited and they waited and they waited. And I didn't have any pusher at the end, you know, and he was in the, you know, in the preferred spot for second back forward. But just want to thank everybody for all their support. I wanted to win that thing. They were going to have to pry it out of my fingers, man. And I was looking back to see if we had any help, but I didn't see any back there. And it's just.
And Kevin Harvick on his way out. Confetti. Son of, oh man, what a mess down here. Hey, Kevin, where did you get that head of steam at the end of the race to win the Daytona 500?
Well, I had Jeff Burton behind Matt Kenseth, and Kenseth just pushed the hell out of me there. This Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet got a little hot. We had to come in and take some tape off. We had a hole in the nose, and man, my go-kart experience over the winter paid off because I didn't let off the floor, and we just kept hitting things in the wall and just bouncing off everything. But man, this is a Daytona 500. Can you believe it? That was just.
Do you believe it?
I can't believe it. I mean, we were 30-something there with 15 laps to go, and we came up through there. But just got to thank Richard and Todd Berry and all these guys just for an awesome race car.
Congratulations to you. Well done, Mike.
Protege of Rick Corelli, the Bakersfield, California racer. Wife Delana embracing him. Today, the Daytona 500 has changed the life of Kevin Harvick forever.
Dadgum, it makes me, you know, Daytona puts tears in the eyes. I don't care whether you're down there or up here. It's what an accomplishment.
They are crying in celebration, and others will be crying in frustration. Let's have a look at what happened here on the final lap.
Look where Harvick is, coming down the back.
But look at this run he got. He called it. Matt Kenseth in that 17 car. You see Kyle Busch tried to go up and block, but he had such a head of steam it was too late.
Yeah, I think all that moving around is probably what got Kyle. It messed his entry up into turn 3, and then I think it might have just upset his car a little bit, and he gets loose right there under a Kenseth 17 car, and it's on from there.
And at the wire, Harvick, because of that push down the backstretch, got out front of Mark Martin. Mark comes back and comes oh so close.
But you know what? I'm glad NASCAR let them finish the race.
Yes,
there's
definitely.
no reason that the cars are wrecking behind them, not in front of them.
It was not going to change a thing.
Not a thing.
For the 4th time, the winner of the Busch race on Saturday wins the Daytona 500. Dale Jr. 2004, Darrell Waltrip in '89, Bobby Allison in 1988. Won Saturday and Sunday. Krista?
Well, Jeff Burton finishes 3rd, but I got to ask, you had your current teammate racing your former teammate. I know a lot of loyalties, a lot of emotions for you. A great day for you. What about the 1-2 finish for Kevin and Mark?
Well, I had a great seat for it. I came off turn 4 and it got really wild. And the last 40 laps were just crazy, insane. And I'm a huge Mark Martin fan, one of the best people in our sport. I hated to see him lose. I'm a huge Kevin Harvick fan and an RCR fan, obviously, and love to see him win. So mixed emotions there. Mark Martin's a deserving champion. He's one of the greatest drivers our sport's ever seen and one of the greatest people our sport's ever seen. Kevin's a hard-nosed driver and one of the greatest people too. So they both deserve it, and I'm glad we came out on top. It's big for RCR. It's big for us to finish 3rd. We were in about 5 wrecks and never hit anything hard enough to knock us out, and we just kept digging.